Hey, North Texas cycling, how you doing out there? Boy, it's May and the summer's in the air. I love this time of year. All the rallies have started back up. Everybody's getting into cycling. The weather's getting warm, and of course it's a little windy too. Speaking of winds, I heard it was a little bit windy at the German Fest Metric Century. Sorry I missed it, but I did get a little footage of one of our North Texas cycling cyclists. I think this is Gerald Bolin, Jerry we call him, trying to do the start here with the headwinds. Let's take a look real quick. Oh yeah, some serious winds there. Good job everybody at German Fest. So coming up on May 7th, we've got the Head for the Hills in Cedar Hill, Texas. I love this event. It's got an 8 a.m. start. They've got distances of 22, 42, and 62 miles. Gosh, this is a great event. This is really, for me, it's a good way to start the season. Also, on May 7th, for those of you that really like to race, if you want to head west to Sweetwater, they've got the Beat the Street for Little Feet, and these are races. They've got 71, 49, and 33 miles of endurance races, and they also have a half marathon, 10K, and 5K. Now, these events all have prize money. Just to give you an example, on the 71-mile road race, first place is $400, second place is $200, and third place is $100. And that's for men, and there's a separate podium for women with the same purse. I love it. As things should be, the men and the women get the same amount. So all these different events at those races have prize money. So check that out. Now coming up on May 14th, out east in Tyler, Texas, we've got Beauty and the Beast. And I really love cycling out in East Texas. It's just some really fine cycling, great roads, and super people. So that event, they've got, let me take a look here. We've got, here it is, 26, 43, and 65 miles. It's got a 9 a.m. start. Now they say the last half mile has a climb of up to 10% grade. They used to have it out in Gilmore, which that's what we called the Beast, and that really was a beast. But hey, I'm sure it's going to be a great event. I am looking forward to doing that one for the first time. I know the registration goes up, I believe, after May 8th, or on May 8th, and it's a little higher now than normal events are, but you got to remember, some of these events have been canceled the last couple of years, so you may want to register before May 8th for that event. Also on May 14th and 15th, we've got a 2-day event. It's the Bike MS Roundup Ride. This will be out at, the first day will be out at Frisco, Texas. There'll be, both days start at 7 a.m. And the first day will be starting at the Westin Stonebriar. And the second day will be starting at Texas Motor Speedway. So hey, that's a cool thing to do. And now they have ride distances of 48, 50, 80, and 100 miles. And I don't know, I couldn't find a link to figure out what mileage distances were for which day. But generally, folks, because the fundraiser is pretty high on the MS events, you're already involved with it, and you'll be able to find out that information from those folks. Now, coming up on the May 18th, that's a Wednesday. This is a little different type of event. It's called the Ride of Silence. It's to recognize all our fellow cyclists that have been injured or killed while cycling, and to bring awareness to everybody, hey, that we're out there on our bicycles too, and that we can all share the road. The information I have so far, because there's various locations throughout the world, is that there'll be one. Now they all start at 7 p.m. and the information I have, it will be at River Legacy Park, at least one of the rides, River Legacy Park in Arlington. And if you're coming from, say 360, you'll get off at Green Oaks Boulevard and take Green Oaks to Collins, it may be called Collins or Industrial Boulevard, and you'll take a right on that road, and you go down about a quarter of a mile to turn into River Legacy Park. You'll see it right there. So, you know, it's a 10-mile ride and a ride of silence. This isn't a a little different type of event to kind of reflect on the people we've lost cycling. So, well, let's get back to the fun stuff there. On the 21st, we've got the Basque Tour de Norway in Clifton, Texas, and that is the second of the European of Texas Challenge. They have 20, 40, 60, and 80 miles routes, and they have an 8 a.m. start. Now, I don't usually bring this up about events because I always try to be positive about it, but I would suggest if you're going to do this event that you don't do the 60-mile event, or excuse me, 60-mile ride. From Meridian on State Highway 22 until you get to Farm Road 219, you're coming out of Meridian. It's a 2-lane state highway, and there is a lot of traffic coming out of Meridian. When I did this last year, I was just say extremely uncomfortable doing this because there was hardly any shoulder, and as I'll show you in a picture here, they have these guardrails on several parts of the road that are very long, and you basically have no way out. If you're trapped. If cars are coming along, you have no emergency exit. So now the other routes are fine. And maybe you've done the 60-mile route before, and if there were no cars on it, it would be great. But I found I was having 6 or 7 cars pass me at a time, and if somebody didn't give me 3 foot, neither with the next car, the next car, the next car. So I myself, I'll just do the 80-mile route. That's just part of the deals part of the problem we deal with cycling. So, but still a great event. I'm going to be there, and we'll enjoy that. What's coming up next on the 28th? Hey, this is going to be off your radar because you probably haven't seen it. It's the Tour de Mirrors. It's in Lawton, Oklahoma. Now, Lawton, kind of depending on where you're coming from, it might not be a one-day drive, but I've done the Tour de Wichita before, and it's also out of Lawton. And because you have the Army base up there, there's a lot of little mom and pop places that you can stay if you want to stay cheap. And Lawton's big enough that you can find any kind of hotel to stay at. But I stayed at a little mom and pop place, and didn't cost much, and had a great time up there. And cycling through the Wichita Mountain Wildlife Refuge, which this route does go through, is so cool. I mean, I didn't see buffalo, but they do have longhorn cattle, and the roads up there around this area are really great. So if that's not on your radar, you might want to put that on your radar. I don't see anything else going on anywhere closer. It's got a 7:30 a.m. start. So that's about it. Oh, one last thing. So we've got our summer stock. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Well, close enough. Put a picture of it. Our North Texas cycling stickers that myself and Curtis register. We have our summer edition, have the blue outline. We've got quite a large stock of those, so we'll be giving those out here and there. And we really like to see them on the back windows of your cars or vehicles. I know some people don't ever like to put anything on your glass, and understand that, but we also give them away if we find somebody has done something kind of cool, and just as a thank you for being a cool cyclist. So we'll have those. Also at different events, we will have our Texas Star canopy. We won't have it at Head for the Hills because we're in a parking lot, not a good place to set up. We'll let you know ahead of time before that, and even at Head for the Hills, we'll have some refreshments afterwards, and some sodas, waters, and some fermented beverages for the people that like that. Always, and some places to sit. We'll bring some chairs, so if you ever want to, it'll be easier once we have our canopy set up to find us. But because we always look forward to meeting you and stopping by and saying hello. Well, that's it. Looking forward to a great May, and I hope you are too. Summertime's almost here, and gosh, it's just awesome time of year. So we appreciate you being a part of North Texas Cycling. It's you folks that make cycling great for all of us. If you get to cycle, have a safe and great ride. We'll see you soon. Take care.